Yes, my name is Bayo Asha. Once again, you are most welcome for this next lecture on methods of teaching children with visual impairment Braille. You see, pre-Braille skills and concepts. Some of this information is very important. You who is going to teach the child a child with visual impairment Braille, you must know how to do these pre-Braille skills. Today, our lesson is about transcription and translation. You know, transcription is, techniques for transcribing Braille into print and print into Braille. Many times you may be a teacher for the Braille, for children with visual impairment, and the children do other subjects which the teachers are not Braille literate. The child has to transcribe the notes, which is in print. You have to read it to the child. He has to transcribe it into Braille. He has to type it into Braille. Therefore, as a teacher for children with visual impairment, you must know how to transcribe Braille and translate Braille. Techniques for transcribing Braille to print and to print into Braille. For example, national examinations. There are those teachers who the child writes it in Braille, but you now write it in print by pen, so that somebody who is going to mark will mark it. You are also supposed to know this before you begin teaching the Braille. Because there are many teachers in the school who don't know Braille, they do their work in print. You must transcribe this print into Braille. The child writes his work in Braille. You have to translate it into Braille and into print, so that the teacher can read it. The teacher should be able to transcribe Braille into print for teachers who cannot read Braille. We used to use British Braille where they do not have particular signs for capital letters. But now there is Universal English Braille where you are supposed to have capital letters in every Braille letter. Anything which starts with capital, you must put a capital. We should always transcribe exactly what you see in print. Very important for you. As a good Braille teacher, you must know how to transcribe it in print and print into Braille. Are we okay? Good. Also, transcribe what is in print into Braille. You should be able to know how to Braille using those hand frames, the stylus. But we have better machines where you can make it faster. It helps us. After learning how to write Braille using slate and a stylus, then it is good for you to learn how to use Perkins Braille. I'm sure you are already told what kind of machines you can use to write Braille easily. Mabag machine, Stencil. These are some of the, machines that you can use to translate Braille. Transcribing, you have to do it by pen so that you translate for somebody who cannot read Braille. Translation goes with editing materials for translation. Translation is to prepare a print text for translation in Microsoft. You prepare a document in Microsoft ready to be translated into Braille. This teacher, you must also know how to prepare this. Capital letters should be there. We used to use the British English Braille. Now we are using the Universal English Braille, which has a capital letters. When you say a capital letter, there must be .6. When you don't see it, it must be flat. You prepare that document very well, where there are commas, where there are punctuation marks, where there are abbreviations, and so on. You must make them ready so that you can translate this thing into Braille. Edit your print text well, observing paragraphs, punctuation marks, numeral signs, word signs, abbreviations, and contractions, which you have already learned. Always edit it properly before you transcribe it into Braille. once you prepare the text very well, once you order it into print, into Braille, it becomes very easy. Formatting and setting Braille materials. When you have prepared a Microsoft Word, document ready for translating it into Braille. Now there is an app called Duxbury, a software in the computer. You go and open that Duxbury. It will be on the desktop now. You will see it on the desktop. Then you go back to your text which you had prepared. Copy it. Copy that Microsoft document. Copy it and paste it in Duxbury software. It will automatically change those things into Braille. Then you edit your Braille where there are spaces, where there are abbreviations, where there are commas. You can now edit the Braille text to read well as it was in the print. Observing paragraphs, punctuation marks, numeral signs, word signs, abbreviations, contractions, and so on, which you have learned. Copy. Now you are going to copy that Braille text and bring it back to Microsoft so that somebody can read it by eyes. You see, you will put a Braille dots now in the Microsoft. That is the way to format and translate print into Braille. Follow that one strictly. You should learn to do it. Do by practice so that you can be able to transcribe Braille and translate Braille, print into Braille very easily on a computer, on any laptop. You can do that, and it can be seen by sight. With that, thank you very much for this lecture. I hope you will keep practicing doing this. These are all pre-Braille skills that you must learn. God bless you.